The Atlanta Falcons had a piss poor free agency. They had an awful offseason. And it's what they let walk in a defensive tackle who provided the best pass rush in Grady Jarrett, and seeing a flooding of the market of defensive end and edge help and pass rushers that could assist. No matter the price tags, they were still reduced. Bosa was still reduced. Hendrickson is still floating around with no, I guess, end in sight there. He might just stick in Cincinnati and say, all right, well, no one's giving me a fair shake. Well, Atlanta's not going to do that because they're sinking money into Leonard Floyd. They retained Kentavious Street, who has been a non-factor. Bring in Morgan Fox. And, okay, let's bring back C-graded cornerback Mike Hughes and add a linebacker from the Raiders and Divine Diablo, who can fly around.
But his description for him is always great athlete, really bad instincts.
Really bad.
Since he was drafted, that's what everyone said about him.
Trayshawn, a writer for the Falcoholic, put out some Diablo tape, and he gets caught in the wash on running plays so often. It's concerning, and it's flipping me around on him a good amount. This team did not improve on the defensive side one bit, and that is going to be the story of this Atlanta team in the new age, where the offense has tons of potential and talent and key star players that are drafted in the first round that you've seen glimpses of their success and what they can be, but that never matters in the NFL if the defense is giving up seven a go, or if it's a bend don't break defense, they're giving up three points a drive. You're going to get beat. You will continuously get beat without legitimately addressing the defense. The Falcons didn't do that. They're going to be in rough waters again and will likely get busted up by Tampa Bay in the NFC South again because they take their team building very seriously. Atlanta likes a name that you know of and some guys that you hope they can fill the spots. And that does not work when you're going up against a titan of team and roster construction like Tampa Bay. Awful offseason for Atlanta.
Dropping Grady Jarrett definitely was one of the worst offseason moves for any team. Getting rid of a cornerstone who's not at the very end of his career. Like, he's got years left. He's going to be a contributing player. He has talent still. He's not 35.
Right.
I, though, kind of respect that the Falcons aren't going to make the mistake the Texans did last year. That they're not going to go and spend a lot of draft capital going and bringing guys in, that they're not going to be overly, just really way too aggressive because they saw that their young quarterback showed some flashes. I kind of respect that they want to roll with the guys that they have. The biggest thing, though, and this is where the variance comes in for a lot of these teams that we're talking about, they have to hit a home run when they draft. They have to get a top edge rusher. I actually think that the Falcons should trade up. I think that they should trade up into the top 10, that if Abdul Carter slides a couple of picks for whatever reason, maybe there's the quarterback movement, Travis Hunter goes, the Giants might not take Abdul Carter, and that leads to him sliding just a tiny bit, and the Patriots maybe go with an offensive lineman, and Abdul Carter's sitting there at 6, I pick up the phone and I call and I trade up.
It'd be nice. It would be nice. And the last time I think Atlanta was in real striking distance of taking some high-level pass rush talent, it was in the Kyle Pitts draft where they couldn't get was it TJ Watt possibly? No, he was before then. But yeah, they missed there, and I distinctly remember the Jadeveon Clowney year where I wanted them to trade up and take Jadeveon Clowney, and they just stuck with Jake Matthews. It was fine. He was a freak athlete, but I wanted that.
Well, I mean, you ended up with the much better pick in that
situation. Ended up with the much better pick in that. Yes, correct.
I don't know if we've ever had a better pulse for your team building capabilities than right now.
So I'm worried. I worry about going up.
Teenager Sean Anderson.
Oh, God, I would trade so many picks in my Madden franchise. I don't know if I ever drafted in the first round. It was all free agent additions, all big money.
Oh, you were that guy?
Oh, yeah. Never. I didn't pour anything in the offensive line.
I was the opposite. I was spending I would get as many draft picks as possible. Anyone who was 30, I traded away for draft picks.
Nice.
And then I would have like 4 first-round picks every single year. No free agent signings, none of that.
Well, Atlanta's going to draft 5 defensive players. They're going to have 5 rookies that they're going to bring in, and if 2 of them can start, then they're as good as they were last year. And if you get 3 guys that can actually make impacts, then maybe they improve. But it puts too much weight on the shoulders of a bunch of rookies to say, you guys are going to be the young core that comes in here and revolutionizes everything, opposed to saying, you come in, you beat this guy out, it's your spot. But he's a vet. He's a 30-year-old linebacker with 550 tackles in the league. If you can beat him out, then you're better. But if you can't, then you're going to sit and wait, and you just won't make it. If you're coming in structureless, then what's the baseline comparison of success on the field that you have if we're just throwing a bunch of rookies into the mix? Like it seems like a serious application of the draft that they're trying to do, and they know that the defense is a problem, but I don't think the structure is right. I don't think they have enough guys on the defense to groom these dudes into the NFL and become impact starters.